Undeniable Proof.
Hi.
I love your shirt. Alexa's shirt says main character. And today you are the main character because we're talking about spirituality, but more importantly, we're talking about self-confidence and how you can boost your self-confidence. I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about Alexa today because I'm sick and tired of talking about me. Let's talk about the spirit world.
Nothing says self-confidence like wearing main character across your chest.
Did you know you were going to be the topic of discussion today?
A little bit. That might be why I picked it.
Oh, all right. I thought it was just like divine timing because
no,
I literally teased it to you.
Also, though, nothing fits in my closet anymore because I literally already have like a belly happening.
Oh my God, you have the line.
No.
Oh.
This line has not gone away from the last pregnancy yet.
Oh my God, if
so
you guys
I think
could
my
see.
body's just like, you know what, we might as well stay where we're at because it's happening again.
If you could see right on camera right now, like Alexa has like the belly starting to pop again. It's like you deflated, now you're inflating. It's so funny.
Am I ever going to be on this podcast not pregnant?
I don't know. Maybe season two. God. No. Okay, so we are jumping into self-confidence, which I am so excited about because, you know, that was one of the sexiest things that I think like sold me on you.
Oh.
When I first like met you, I was like, wow, this girl's smart, this girl's talented, and she's like so confident. And like I had been on so many dates and like women just didn't know how to behave. Like they were like behave. Behave. No.
Oh my God, I don't know if that's the word.
No. Like I mean, like they weren't being their true authentic self. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I remember just perfect example, like I remember like when I would go on dates, whatever, like I'd set the date up and like obviously I was busy. So I'd like set it up like a week out. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, all of a sudden like I'd be getting like robo texts like, are we still going out on Friday?
Yeah.
What should I wear? Where do you take me? What are we doing? Blah, 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 blah. And like these girls would get so nervous, like thinking that they were going to get like stood up. And then it was funny. You kind of turned the tables on me because when I met you, I went and I set up the date with you.
It was for a Monday night.
It was a week away, a little over a week. You didn't text me, you didn't call me, you didn't confirm, you didn't do anything. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is different. And I'm like, did this girl like, is she like playing me? Is she like forgetting about our date? And then I'm like, I'm showing up to her house, whether or not she's ready or not. And I came to your house and you were ready. And I was like, hey, weren't you nervous that like I would have stood you up?
I was more than ready. I had a blazer. I had a full face of makeup on. That is something that I feel like when we tell people about like how we met our first date, because of the culture surrounding like dating nowadays and how everything is like so heavy on social media, Snapchat, texting, calling, FaceTimes, like people actually find it crazy that you texted me, you asked me out on a date, I confirmed, and we did not speak for 7 days or a week or so.
Well, because I wanted to learn about you in person. Like, I didn't want to go on the date and then be like, oh, yeah, so we already talked about everything, so what now?
But it's just so different. That was where you were different to me, too, because it was like, I was young, so I was so used to like the back and forth. Oh, so what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you up to? Like, it was just like, yeah, like, see you then. We're going to talk then at the table.
Exactly. And then the funny part is that like...
And I was ready. I had a great outfit on.
But what I also loved is that you were yourself. Like, we went on the date, like obviously, like, you know, when on dates before, like, all these girls would, like, be afraid to order, be afraid to eat in front of you. Like, they'd be really nervous.
God, no.
And, like, Alexa's like, I want a chicken palm. I want this. I want that. Like, she ordered and, like, she ate. I
think we got, like, appetizers. Like,
you cleared your plate. And, like,
I did.
We were genuinely having fun. And, like, you were just being you. And you weren't nervous. And you had so much self-confidence. And I want you to talk about this because recently I just saw, you know, one of the girls that I follow, she's a model. She was on Instagram. She put it up this poll and it was like, ask me any like question that you want. And it was like anonymous like questions that you could ask. Well, anyway, long story short, I saw all of these women that were like writing into her that were saying that they just lacked self-confidence. How do you have self-confidence? You know, what if, you know, how do you wear this and wear that without feeling like you're being judged? Do you feel like you're being judged? Do you feel this? Do you feel that? And it was not until like they could ask questions anonymously that like their true inner feelings really came out. And I was like, wow, it's amazing to see like so many people being vulnerable and just like, for me, I learned something. I learned about how much women go through and how much, you know, self-confidence is important to a woman. How did it happen for you? Like, I know that you started the pageant industry Well, you were always in something. You were in dance. You were in.
So I literally was always doing something. I was a t-ball player, soccer ball player, figure skater, won a silver medal in my competition, basketball, floor hockey, dance.
Notice Alexa's more athletic than me.
Competitive dance, competitive cheerleading, went back to dance. I mean, I can see where Royce kind of gets his personality from, like, the both of us. I was not a shy kid. I was not shy. I liked to kind of be in the spotlight. I liked to be, out there and put myself out there. I didn't mind it. I have to say, when I got bullied in school, though, that did change for a while, because bullies obviously make fun of you. They make fun of your physical appearance. They make fun of your personality. They make fun of, like, everything that you were confident in before. And that really knocked me down for a while. And I just feel like in high school, in middle school in general, that's when you're really like confused. You're in that weird age. You're like 13, 14. You're going through puberty. You don't really know yourself yet. You don't know your interests. You don't know in for someone to like come and bully you, that can definitely set you back. So I've definitely not always been 100% confident in myself. But it took me time to get that back. And I do think the pageant helped me.
So what was it like the first time going in a pageant and competing against all these other women and having to go out on stage for the first time? What was it like? Was it weird sitting up there like in front of everybody?
No, I loved it. But I will say the first time I did the pageant, I was young. I think I was like 16. And I did not take it that seriously, to be honest with you. And I had no idea what it entailed. So we just kind of listened to like all these people that were like advocating for the pageant. They told us to buy like the most expensive dress, the most expensive bathing suit, the most expensive hair and makeup and all of this stuff, and go to this walking coach and this trainer and this and that.
How much do you think it cost you the first time around?
Oh my God, my poor mom. The dress alone was like $800.
I think your mom ended up working extra shifts to put you through the pageant the first time, right?
Oh, absolutely. And then there's like a sponsorship fee. There's like a just to do it, you need like $300 just to put yourself in it. Like, that's it. Never mind. Like, you need like $800 worth of sponsorship fees. You need gowns, you need hair, you need makeup, it's pageants are not cheap. It's funny with pageantry because you think you're so pretty, you think you're so smart, you think you're so like this and that in your town. And then you get with all of these other women and you're like, oh my God, there's like so many more beautiful women out there, so many more smart women, people that may be more accomplished than me. So it's very hard in pageantry it's intimidating. It's very hard not to compare yourself. And I must say, you have to be very confident in yourself to go into pageantry, which I was not in the beginning. I think because I was just young, I really didn't know myself. I barely knew like my interests at that age because I was just like chasing boys and going to the beach with my friends. I mean, I didn't take anything very seriously. And yeah, that definitely like knocked me down a few pegs that first year. I was top 15 my first year. This was Miss Rhode Island Teen USA. And I was like crushed when I didn't win. I don't know why I thought I was going to win. I didn't even know how to walk. I look back at the videos and I'm like, oh, what a disaster.
See, I look at the videos and I'm like, wow.
No, I should show you my first ever. I don't know if you've ever seen my first ever pageant video.
Oh, I've seen it.
From like 2014 or 15.
Oh, wait, no, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. I saw the one that you won in.
No, yes.
Okay.
That one I was much better in. So after I didn't win, I actually realized how much I loved it. Like after that weekend, I was like, wow, like I kind of had some regret because I'm like, I wished I paid more attention to this. I really wish I took this a lot more seriously. If I did, I wonder if I would have been in top 5. I wonder if I would have won. So after that first year, I really was like, okay, I need to go on like a journey of self-discovery here. Like I need to figure out what's making me happy. What do I like? What are my interests? What do I want to do? What are my passions? Like what makes me feel like me and happy and confident? I will say one of my biggest pieces of advice going into a pageant is that you really need to know yourself. You need to know yourself through and through because you're basically being judged on, and we'll get into that, on yourself, like your best version of yourself.
Which I want to talk about because I think that there's so much of a stigma around pageants. And like, even when I was the judge for Miss Massachusetts, people were like, oh my God, Matt, I can't believe you're doing this and blah, 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 blah. And I got like so much hate on it. And I didn't know what it was going into it. That was my first time ever that I was like, they're like, hey, do you want to go and judge beautiful women? I'm like, absolutely. I want to judge. Like, I don't know what I'm judging, and know what was interesting is that when I went in, they actually picked me because at the time, obviously I was in the media, and at the time I was, into fashion and whatnot. So it was still into fashion, but So anyway, long story short, what I loved about this, which I want to share with you, is that they give you guidelines on how to go and, judge these girls. And what I loved so much is that they said all these girls are unique and special. They all have different gifts, different talents, different things that they stand for. So you can't judge this girl against this girl. You can't say, well, this one's prettier than this one, or this one is this and this one's that, because everyone, I was actually judging for Miss America, and they, all play a different instrument. And how can you judge someone who dances versus someone who's reading poetry? Since you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So they said you have to judge the girls based on themselves. And one thing, which is just kind of cool to talk about it, because I can talk about the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They said to me, and the judges, you should be able to ask these girls anything. Push button questions. Like, you should be able to ask them, like, how, like the push button questions, like, how do you feel about sex before marriage? Are you a Republican or are you a Democrat? Like, really hard questions to see. But they said to us, like, do not go and judge them on their answer, whether or not you're for it or against it, or you're Republican or Democrat or independent. See how comfortable they are in their skin. If they're confident in themselves, in the answer. And I thought I learned something that day. I learned something about self-confidence, because at the same time I realized, it's okay to use your voice to speak. You can have your own opinion. And it's not like the stereotype of how everyone says like, oh, pageants girls, they don't have them, they don't think for themselves.
Right.
There's all these like
objectifying, and they're putting them.
No, but they say, how they say, like, what's that pageant answer?
World peace.
It's not like that. It's like, no, like you need to know yourself, know your stance, know your beliefs. You should be able to be asked any question and be able to stand up for yourself and have a voice.
And that's exactly what I mean by knowing yourself, knowing your interests, knowing where you stand, knowing, where you stand politically, where you stand on just everything, scientifically, on like history. It's like, you really, really have to know yourself, and you have to be confident enough to know that there isn't a wrong answer. Like, if you feel that way, and you are a Democrat, you are a Republican, you do believe in sex before marriage, you don't believe in sex, like, you shouldn't feel bad about your answer and how you feel. Like, that's self-confidence. You believe in that. You know how to back it up. You believe in it for X, Y, and Z. There you go. You're confident in your answer.
Listen, we had a really great judges panel and a really great,
we usually do too.
Leader that was there that just said, listen, this is this and this is.
Yeah.
She laid it out and said, chairman. That's what I want to say. Chairman, who basically said to everyone, like, listen, you have to make sure that, like, you step back and respect these girls, respect their decisions, respect, how they answer the question, which everybody did. I got to say, everybody did. But it's interesting. It's interesting about how, like, people can have the best body, the best looks, the best of the best, right? Being the best dressed, but still not have self-confidence. It really does come from within.
It does. And, it's interesting with pageantry, because people say, like, it's objectifying women and, oh my God, it's so unhealthy for, like, beauty standards and for their mental health and blah, 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 blah. But I have always felt the complete opposite. And I know I get a lot of these questions sometimes, like, oh, Alexa, if you ever had a daughter, like, would you put her into pageantry? And honestly, yeah, I would if she wanted to. But I would, because it taught me so much. It taught me about how to behave, like you said in the beginning, how to, even sit, which I'm clearly not following that right now, but how to sit in a chair, how to look elegant, how to speak eloquently, how to, be knowledgeable in subjects, how to carry yourself with class and poise, and just, you're basically showcasing your best self. Mm-hmm. You're taking all of the best parts of you, or that you believe are the best parts of you, and you're showing them off to the world. And there's that classic answer that if there was different judges and it was a different day, different results. That's what they always say. That's why you just have to be, like, completely confident in yourself. Even if you put out your best self and that wasn't good enough for these judges, or they still didn't pick you, it doesn't matter. You can still walk away from that and be like, I know who I am. I put my best self out there. And that's what I had to do for a lot of the Miss, because I was Miss Rhode Island Teen USA, and then I went back to compete for Miss, and I never won, but I got in the top 5 twice.
But that's one of the hardest things, right?
No,
is that
really
like
hard.
when you're going into like the pageant world, like I was an honest judge. Like I literally, when I was judging, I took myself out. I don't care what your opinions are, whether I agreed or disagreed. I wanted to see how confident you were in yourself.
Yeah.
Not you personally, but the people I was judging for.
Right.
These were amazing women, and like that's why like I was so surprised when I first was judging. I got so much hate and blowback where people were like, it's objectifying women. It's this, it's that. Well, if you've been to a pageant, you'll know that these women are smart and talented, and they have something that they stand for. There's something that they want to change the world, and they have a story. I mean, there were women that were that had been brought up to the stage that had been in abusive relationships, that had parents that were toxic, that had come. I mean, just the things that they have come through was just unbelievable. And hearing that story and being brave enough to speak it was incredible to hear. And then not only that, but seeing how the women carried themselves, which I want to talk about that a little bit later on, because I think that was so. It's just so incredible. It's so incredible. I'm going to talk to you guys from a judge's standpoint too. But I also want you to tell the story to everyone, for all you guys who are listening, about pageant 1 versus pageant 2. So for example, like the first time you did the pageant,
yes,
and the second time you did the pageant, because this the second time you went and you said the first time you lost, which first of all, it must be so hard because, like you said, when you're doing a pageant, the judges might vote against you just because of the fact that you look like somebody that they don't like, or you remind them of that aunt that they don't like, right? We got to put it out there. It's true.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, that's why you have to know that you're okay. You're okay being you, even though, one judge didn't think you were fit for the crown. It really doesn't matter. As long as you think you are fit for it and you would try again, or you put your best self out there, that's all that matters. Pageant 1 versus pageant 2 is so different. So pageant 1, like I said, I was young. I really didn't take it seriously. I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself that year. I just thought it'd be a breeze, like, oh yeah. But it was really fun. It was a fun experience. And then afterwards, I was like, wow, this is actually really something that I want to do and like take seriously. And so of course I go into my mom's room and I'm like, Mom, it was like a whole year or two had passed, and I was almost like 18 at this point. And I was like, I kind of want to do the pageant again. And she was like, oh no. She's like, you are 18 now or 17. You are on your own with that. Like, if you want to do the pageant, fine. But like, you're paying for everything. You're going to get sponsors yourself, because my mom pretty much did all of that work for me the previous pageant. And I didn't take it seriously. And she worked extra shifts and she put a lot of money up front, and I didn't take it seriously. So she's like, listen, if you want this, you go and do it yourself. But I am not writing you a check for anything. And that's really all I had to hear. So I went in my room, and I remember I started like transferring money from my savings, and I like sent in my $250 to $300 right off the bat just to apply. Then I started doing like research, and like a folder comes in the mail. So like I started doing that. I organized my own fundraiser at a restaurant and got everyone to come. And
I didn't know that.
Oh my God. I made cupcakes. I did the whole thing. Everyone came and supported me. You had to like pay at the door. I organized that myself. I got all of my sponsors myself.
But talk about how everybody was like against you. Like everyone's like, no.
Well,
like,
my mom, I shouldn't say against, but I could understand my mom's reasoning, because she was like, first of all, it really hurt my feelings that first year when I didn't win. I was very disappointed. She hated seeing me like that. 2, she paid so much money and invested herself into it.
And worked hard
where I didn't really. So I totally understand her standpoint. So then I called my dad and I'm like, Dad, I think I'm going to do the pageant again. And he was like, absolutely not. Like, it's ridiculous. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. I was still young. So he'd heard from my mom that, she put all this money up front. I didn't take it seriously. And he was like, WTF. So he was like, you better not do it, blah, 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 blah. So we ended up in like a yelling fight, and I just ended up like hanging up. And I remember saying, I'm going to do it and I'm going to win. So I got off the phone, and like everyone was kind of like, my parents did not want me to do it. Nobody wanted me to do it. They were like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. The only person who vouched for me was my stepdad, Anthony. I remember filling out the paperwork in my kitchen one night. Nobody was around, and he came up to me and he was like, You go for it. If this is your dream, you follow that dream. He's like, you go, you just do it. He's like, don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to anybody. You do it. And he actually helped me find like a couple sponsors too, both years. I ended up borrowing a prom dress off of a girl, fit me like a glove. I reused like some old stuff that I had. I did my own hair and makeup.
Yeah, like tell everybody how like you went from the first time, like everybody like telling you what to do to this next time.
Yes.
Like didn't you tell me like you watched YouTube videos on how to walk?
I studied day and night for this pageant. I would walk up and down my hallway in heels. I would watch walking videos. I would watch Miss USA's, Miss Teen USA's from like 2000 all the way to like present day to study their questions, the top 5 questions. Like I said, I did my own hair and makeup. I brought headphones and like I brought my phone for like backstage. When I was doing my hair and makeup, I was watching like the top 5 questions and studying, and I took it so seriously, but I did it all on my own. I didn't listen to anybody. I didn't take anyone's advice. I didn't pay for lessons. I researched, I did YouTube, I looked online, I looked at blogs, and I read books, and I was like all set. I was ready to go. And that was the year that I won. My second year.
And I remember your mom saying like that she had like a freaking, she almost had like, she thought she was going to have like an aneurysm. She was like,
she did. She had like a headache that she like almost had to go in the hospital. Like she was so sick that day. I think she was just like anxious and nervous. And obviously my family was happy once I won. Everyone, supported me. And then I had to go to Miss Teen USA in Arizona and compete there. But yeah, it was very, very different. Like I said, I had a lot more self-confidence the second time around. I'm like, I know what to do. I know how to get there. And I had like blinders on that year. I think the first year I was too busy looking at everyone else, comparing myself, saying like, oh, this girl's makeup looks better than mine. That girl has a better gown than me. That fits better. My body doesn't look as great. My heels don't look like hers. Where the next year I had on the freaking blinders. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't look at anybody. I barely I went for it and I won.
But didn't you have like a mantra that you used to say to yourself?
Yes. I used to envision it. I used to envision the moment that I was winning. I used to like drive in my car at night and just like that whole thing. Boom, boom, boom. Like you're going to have it. You're going to have it. You're going to have it. Yeah.
I mean, to me, I just think that it was awesome to see you go out there and to see you perform and to see you go out on stage and just do what you did. I mean, it was incredible because there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. It was crazy. I mean, listen, it was such a great ride. I really found myself, that pageant truly like catapulted my life to be what it is now because I had so many great experiences. I worked with so many children. That's where I found like my love for children and how innocent and sweet they were and how I love to like put the crown on like the little girls' heads and meet like sick kids. And I used to feed the homeless on the weekdays.
Best Buddies.
And Best Buddies.
So that's children with disabilities.
So many organizations I worked with that year, and it just I found myself that year. I just knew myself. But what I finally knew myself.
You were like the best Miss Rhode Island because honestly, when you were Miss Rhode Island, I remember like there was not, they call them appearances, but there was not an appearance that you did not go to. There was not an appearance that you missed. Like
we went to Miss USA in Vegas. Mm-hmm. We took a red eye home, if you remember, and I went to an appearance that afternoon. I went to my old elementary school and they needed me for something. But yeah. I remember I had to drive you so seriously.
I drove you to read stories to the kids.
Yeah.
To feed the homeless. Mm-hmm. To be in the parades.
Yeah.
To do all of that.
It was a great year. Like I said, I really found myself. I found a lot of self-confidence that year. I found like my passions and then that's kind of how we met.
It was. I mean, I think it was all. I mean, do you think that's all meant to be? Do you think it was like?
Yes.
Because I know it was meant to be.
Oh yeah, because
that year I was also finding myself because I just left a relationship and I'm like I have to figure out what I want.
Yes, and I was in a crappy relationship at the same time, so I was really like I was almost like shedding my old skin at that point. Like I won the pageant and I was like, okay, I had toxic friends that like really didn't care about me. They like to smoke, drink, go out. I didn't do any of that. Dropped them. Like got rid of them. Got rid of the crappy ex-boyfriend. Like everyone was. I kind of lost as well. Like the FOMO, that was gone. Like I would stay in my house. I would practice my makeup. I would practice my hair. I would, like I said, I would study this pageant. I would watch Miss USA. I didn't care what anyone was doing at that point in my life. I got 2 jobs. I loved them. I was like a hostess and like a waitress at 2 restaurants, and I loved it. I made great friendships through there. I was just like coming into my own that year. And it really helped me. It boosted me. Like it made me focused. It made me just elevate. It made me enter that new season of my life at the time.
I mean, to be honest with you, when I met you, I was like, wow. I mean, I met the best version of you. When I met you, I was like, this girl's got it all together.
Yeah, because that's when I finally, like I said, I ditched the old friends. I was confident. Like I really found myself.
But you know what's also interesting?
I was happy with myself. That's also a key.
That's true.
I was very happy in my own skin. I was content spending time by myself. Sorry to interrupt you. I was content missing out on the smoking and drinking. I was content staying home and eating popcorn and watching a movie. I liked the way I dressed. I liked the way, my hair looked, my makeup looked, my body looked. I, was working out. I worked really hard. Yeah. I was just very happy with myself at that.
Because like when I met you, which is so weird, and I know I said this before on the podcast, I'm pretty sure I said this before. So when Alexa and I met one another, I had just left out of a relationship. Alexa just left out of a relationship.
Literally the same time.
We met each other randomly, right? Like,
yep.
And then what was crazy is because like we met each other so quickly in our relationship, like we became boyfriend, girlfriend quickly. We were inseparable at that moment. People thought on your end and our end, they thought that we were shacking up. Like they thought like that we like had I don't know if you call it an affair, a fling. Like they thought that we were cheating on our ex-partners and got together.
Well, it was just so crazy because if God, like, you know how I say like God opens one door and opens another? It was like we like were both like standing at like the ex's door, and it was just like boom, and then when you turn around, it's like the open door. It was like so quick.
And still to this day, but this is how it happens. Like still to this day, like I'm sure like my ex thinks like, oh, Matt cheated on me, like Matt knew Alexa, Matt did whatever. But it honestly wasn't. I'll tell you the truth. I mean, I would tell you if that was the case.
Absolutely not.
And
it's just crazy timing.
The funny part is like talking to people now is like people will tell me all the time, like, oh my God, Matt, like that's how I met my husband. Like, yeah, I had gotten divorced. He had gotten divorced.
Well, there's a such thing as also is still being with someone, but being checked out of that relationship. And I believe we both were at that point in our life. I definitely was.
Yeah, but we hadn't met each other.
No, it's not about that. I'm saying
emotionally checked
out.
I want to talk about like what you're saying, because like at the time I was going through the same thing, which I think people really need to figure out and like hear this, is that the biggest fear that everybody has is that people are afraid of being alone.
Yes.
They're afraid of FOMO. They're afraid of missing out. They're afraid of being with their friends. Yep. And I see this in readings all the time where like people are doing the same thing every single week. They go out with their friends, girls go out with the girls, guys go out with the guys, right? If you're home alone on a Saturday and people are out having fun, and of course in today's day, when you see it on Facebook and Instagram, you're like, oh, I need to be there. Oh my God, they're there. And of course the pictures look like everybody's having all of this fun and doing whatever. And you feel like if you're not there, something's wrong with you. So I was in that place too, where I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus on me. I'm not going to go, I'm like ditching these old friends. Like at the time, I was like focusing on, my mediumship and my work. And like, I still had these old friends from my past. And I'm like, you know what? Why? I don't drink. I don't smoke.
I was the same exact, but I will tell you, when you are completely and utterly happy and content with yourself, FOMO, that's how you get rid of FOMO. It just goes away. Mm-hmm. You literally don't care what anyone else is doing other than yourself.
Exactly.
And where your next move is. And where you're going.
Is the ultimate power.
Yeah.
And that's why like I feel like people are bound by other people. Like if you're constantly feeling like, oh, what's this one doing? Oh, what's that one doing? Oh, you're being bound by that power.
Right.
Like let go of it, let go of them. And I got to tell you, I was in that trap for a while. When I was being bullied in school.
Yeah.
When I was being bullied in school back in the day, I remember like I went to go and see a therapist and they were like, why are you continuing to follow these people on like Facebook and Instagram? Like, oh, I need to make sure they're not talking about me or saying something, or if I'm disincluded or whatever.
I kind of was the same exact way. Yeah.
And she didn't say anything. She was like, okay, well, when you're ready, you'll let that go. And then one day I woke up like, why the hell am I following? What do I care? What do I care if they are talking about me? What do I care if they're doing this? What if I care about that?
When I graduated high school, won the pageant, really got into my own confidence, I was like, I went on a spree. I was like, delete, block this one, block that one, delete, unfollow. And you wouldn't believe the people that have problems with that.
Oh, but let me tell you something. Those are the people that are like secretly jealous. And I got to tell you, you guys, if there's one piece of advice that I can give you, cut out the negative people. If there's someone negative on your page, I don't care if they
go.
Let them go. If they're from your past and if you feel like you always have to go to their page or look at them or look to see what they're doing or whatever it is, let go of them. Cut it out.
I was following people from high school for a while. They were doing the same. They were taking pictures of themselves vaping, smoking weed, drinking. They had alcohol bottles. They were out at a club. Then the next weekend they're out at a club. And the next weekend they're out at a club. Then they're at a restaurant, then a club. And I'm like, but what is this doing for me? What is this serving me? Why do I have to? And then people would get offended if I unfollowed them. Oh, they would go through my sister. They'd go through my other friends. They'd be like, oh, well, what is she, too cool? And blah, blah, blah. No, because I literally don't care what you're doing. One, I have no interest in your interests and I'm not missing out on anything. And that was when I totally chose to follow people that I looked up to instead. I curated my whole Instagram feed and my whole, now TikTok and everything to like mommy bloggers. I had like people at the time, like pageant people, like Miss USAs and people that were like doing amazing things in the fashion industry and had their own lifestyle brand. And I'm like, this is who I want to follow because this is what I want to be like. So I'm going to follow those people. So that's what I'm subconsciously getting into my head every day. Not this one with the beer bottle at the club for the 30th weekend in a row. What is that doing for me? I'm just getting annoyed seeing you. So,
but it does change your mindset. It does
change your mindset.
When you're around spiritual people, like-minded people, or just people in general that you vibe, and you don't even have to be around.
But that like makes you
media.
Happy.
Exactly.
Like you should not even just happy, but like you should be able to go on someone's like Facebook page or Instagram page that just makes you happy. That you thoroughly enjoy watching their content. You want to see what they're wearing, what the kids are doing, what are they making for breakfast? Like that's what I like to follow because that's what makes me happy. I'm not going to follow someone that I get a negative emotion looking at or that I get jealous of or that I get envious of. Like those are not emotions from God. That's all from the devil. So shed that off.
So true.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, like that is the first step is when you free yourself from these people that are holding you down, it's like you're unstoppable.
Yeah, you're undoing the shackles because it's when you're content with yourself. You just realize that you really only need yourself.
And that's what it is. It's being content with yourself, but also knowing your confidence.
Yes.
And I got to share with you guys a story that and I told this to you before that I just think is just so amazing. When I was a judge for the pageant, in the Miss America pageant, there was fitness and the girls would have to come out in their bathing suits.
Yes. There's two pageant systems, by the way, and we will get on that in a minute, but yeah.
Yes, there is the Miss Universe organization and the Miss America organization. So Alexa was in Miss Universe and Miss America is a totally different organization. So Miss America is
the biggest.
Which is interesting. Listen to this. Miss America is nonprofit. Miss Universe, I believe, is for-profit.
Two pageant systems. I was not in Miss America because like people would come up to me. It's kind of funny in the pageant world because I have to say, when you're in the pageant world, you think it's like the only thing happening in life. And it's like, it's not. When you're in the pageant industry, you think it's the biggest deal ever. You think people care. They really don't, I have to be honest. Some people think it's cool, but it's kind of like a bubble, to be honest. And people have no idea. Like people used to come up to me like, what's your talent? And I'm like, nope, not the system. And honestly, now the pageant industry is so oversaturated with like smaller pageants. And there's like a name for everything. Miss Who, What, Where, International, World, this and that. And which honestly kind of like downplays the industry a little bit in my opinion because it's just oversaturated. It's just like it should have been Miss America, Miss Universe, boom.
I think this should only be one, but that's just my opinion.
Miss America's great. They were both televised.
They were both great.
They were both huge.
But I'll tell you,
it's kind of gone down. But.
So I was the judge for the Miss America organization.
Yes, sorry.
And Miss Massachusetts. And what ended up happening is that there were like all of these girls. And like these girls, had really amazing bodies. Well, there was this one girl who was there who did not have, the same bodies as the other girls. She had a very average body. Not a problem. There was two ends of the spectrum. One girl who had like these rock hard, solid
six-pack,
abs.
Yeah, six. Always one.
Like six-pack, bigger muscles than me. Like I don't even have muscles, but she had an amazing body, right? You could tell like that she put a lot of time and effort into it. Then you had this other girl who was in the competition, who just had an average body. Didn't do anything. Had a little extra love on it. Not a problem. Well, the thing was that the girl, when it came down to the swimwear competition, the the girl who came out who had the rock hard abs that was, jacked and whatnot, was like, didn't put any effort into it. Like, was just like, she saw these other girls. She was the only one with abs. And she walked out there and was like, yeah, I don't have to do anything because like my body looks better than anyone else's.
Yeah, and like it shows.
Yep. So she just walked down the stage, didn't do anything, like didn't strut her stuff, just kind of walked through, and that was it. And then the girl who didn't have anything, didn't have any abs or anything like that, she got out there, she strutted her freaking stuff, right? She was confident and smiling and laughing and doing all of these different maneuvers on stage, whatever, and her energy was just so amazing that she won.
Wow.
And we all voted for her. She was freaking awesome. And it didn't matter, right? The girl who had the rock hard abs got like a 6, got rated a 6. And the girl who went out there who had, the love handles and whatnot, went out there and got rated a 10 and swept the freaking board. Yeah. And the girl who had the abs was like, how my body's better than hers. No, it's about the confidence. It's about how you behave in your skin.
Right.
And I took away something that day. I was like, because I when you see about how the world looks at you, the world looks at you about the energy that you put off.
Yes.
It doesn't matter about your body. It doesn't matter about how you look to yourself. It matters about how you feel. And it was all a feeling. This girl came out there, she shredded herself. Like I said, she won the competition.
That's amazing.
It was incredible. And I think that, that's the thing that I wish that everybody got to see. I wish that was televised, because I want people to know and to see that, like, you don't have to be perfect.
Right.
And like, even like, sometimes I have to tell you that still, Alexa, because like, you're a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist.
Such a perfectionist. I am very much a quality over quantity. Like if I like screw up cupcakes and like in my head they were supposed to be perfect, I'm like, damn it! Like I just want to throw them all out. But yeah, I need to work on that a little bit. Like I sometimes I forget people like to see like a little bit more raw.
People love you for you. And that's just what it is. It's like, I remember like when we did
I am the main character.
Listen, it's like when we did our photo shoots, right? When we did our photo shoots, you would just, because it's,
oh my God.
I gotta tell you, it's hard being a woman.
5 months postpartum.
It's hard being a woman because like, it's never a good time. And I remember like we had to do these photo shoots for, Alexa's brands and whatnot. At the time you had the campaign with Brahmin. And I remember like you were not confident in the way that your boobs looked because you had just got done breastfeeding.
I was bigger than I normally am. I remember like I was trying to get like my old size on. Like I couldn't button like pants. And I still look back at those pictures and I'm like, eesh.
Oh, see,
I remember how I felt then though. I remember how I felt.
Yeah, but remember how like everybody was like so excited, like people were like, they loved that version of you. They loved seeing that. Like even though you were like, oh, I wish that I don't know what you thought.
Yeah, I talked about it on my Instagram. I wrote a whole story about it.
I mean, I thought you looked fantastic, and I loved the comments when people were like, you were more. I think you were more appealing to people then. In that moment, because they saw like, she's gonna go out there. She's doing this campaign. She's doing these things after having a kid, and I think that. One of the things that like people love about you that I've like seen with like our own friends and whatnot is that like, it's like, of course, like we vibe older. Like a lot of our friends are older. And I think one of the things that I love so much is that you've inspired women, especially friends of ours and people that are close to us, that you can really do it all. Like you can have it all. You can do it all.
People think you have to be in a box. They think like, just because you're a mom, you can't be hot and sexy. Just because you're a mom, you can't do your passions. Like I thought it was kind of, when I first started, just for example, I love to dance. Dancing is one of my hobbies. I was a competitive dancer. I danced like my whole freaking life and I still love it to this day. That is the one thing that like my soul, when I dance, I think about nothing else. So after we had Royce, I was, postpartum, and you definitely lose yourself. I feel like definitely your first kid, but I kind of lost myself. And, there was like a dance studio up the street for like dance for adults, like jazz, ballet, like all the stuff that I used to do as a kid. And I remember feeling a little silly at first because I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm a mom, I'm a grown adult. Like, what am I going to do dancing? Like, and I went into that studio and it was like, oh my God, it like awakened the inner child in me. You can do it all. You can do your hobbies. You can put on makeup. You can do your hair. You can still be into fashion. You can write that blog. You can do your Pinterest, fill up your Instagram, hang out with friends, do things that make you happy, and be a mom and be a wife. Now, I will say, I'm not going to sit here and act perfect as well. It is very fucking hard. It's very fucking hard, especially when you're the mom, because you're just everything to everyone. You really are. It's like the kids need you, your husband needs you, it's like, but you need you, so you gotta just,
but you also have to,
do it all.
I think that one of the other things too is that you, like, if you're married and whatnot, is that you also have to like you have to like voice things to your partner. Like, I don't know, like, I think things happen so quickly with us, like, obviously like having kids, becoming a mom, like all that. Like, what really helped me is when you started to like tell me certain things with you, like, I can't balance, I feel this way, I feel that way, I feel
no,
like
I literally expected you to be a mind reader, maybe because you are one, but no, it was even though you hate when I say that, you are.
I'm not a mind reader, I'm a psychic medium.
Okay, well,
I don't know your thoughts
did,
unless a dead person tells me. But
I know, I did expect you to know, and I think a lot of women have this issue too, yes, with their partners, but yes, I did expect you to know what was going on in my head, and obviously you didn't. We were both navigating parenthood together for the first time, so yes, I had to advocate for myself and use my words.
But also, it allowed me to help you, right? It allowed me to help you, like, because you're like, I just feel like I have no time. I feel like I don't have this. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's carve out time. I'll take the kids. You get your nails done. Like, now you're going to get your nails done.
I'm so different this time around. I have my confidence back.
You have your confidence back. You've been going to dance. You've been doing like whatever it is that you want. Like, you have time for yourself. And I think you also need that. Like, you need time for yourself.
No, you do need time for yourself. When I see, well, especially like when you're on the road and I'm with like the kids 24/7 and I don't get that break. But like, you start getting burnt out. You start getting lazy. You start getting like, no, I don't want to play with the kids. I don't want to give them, you need that break. You come back better. You come back way better.
So let me ask you this. What is your tips? Like, what would you tell women today of all ages that just need a little bit of boost, need a little confidence?
First of all, you have to find yourself. You have to find yourself. And when you find yourself and find what you love to do and what makes you happy, you have to nurture that.
Okay, how? So, how do you find yourself?
So for example, if you, and someone said this once and it makes so much sense. They do say like revisit your childhood. Mm-hmm. And revisit what made you happy as a child when you didn't have all these responsibilities and stresses. When the world, so maybe you liked to like paint pottery or something. Go and paint pottery. Like for me, I was a dancer. I loved to dance. Find a dance studio. Do jazz. Do choreography. Do things like I'm doing now. Oh my God, it freaking, when I tell you, it sets my soul on fire. I freaking love to dance. And I watch Dancing with the Stars. Like, I just fill my cup. Like, I just fill myself with things that make me so happy, Yes, I like to look down and see that, my nails are done. So, put aside the money, get your nails done. If that's something that's going to make you happy. And if you're constantly looking down and being like, I hate my nails, I hate my nails, I hate my nails, go treat yourself, go get them done. If you're like, oh my God, my hair is so short, it's so short, I can't do anything. I would feel so much better with long hair. Look into some extensions like I have, fake hair. But, as little as like a spray tan, something like that might like make you feel good. You have to do things that make you feel good. First, you have to find those. You might have to like do some soul searching and like deep, maybe go back to when you were a child. Maybe you liked soccer. Maybe you liked to go to, a tennis court and throw around a tennis ball. Do it. Like, do it. Find that again. Find ways to bring that back and make yourself happy. That's like more like hobby wise than appearance wise. Like I said, with the hair, the nails, whatever, maybe start just like eating healthy. If you're tired, if you're sluggish, if you feel like you don't have any energy, you're eating fast food, unhealthy. We've all been there. I'm in that right now. Start exercising a little bit, even if it's a walk. I feel like some people don't even consider a walk exercise. Put in your headphones, put in music that you like, and just walk. Do something for yourself. So you have to do these little things for yourself. And it doesn't have to be in the same day. You don't have to like wake up and go get your nails done and make an avocado toast and then go to dance and then take a walk. Like, you don't have to even do it in the same week. Just even a couple times a month, and start slow and watch yourself start to revive. Like, watch yourself start to awaken.
But think about it, like people, and I already know the questions are going to be here. I already know what people are going to say. Being psychic, I can hear it. I can feel it. I can feel people saying, I feel guilty. I feel guilty doing things for myself.
Oh, I feel
guilty.
So guilty. Listen, if you're a good mom and a good wife and a good partner, I think you're just automatically going to feel guilty. It's really about just pushing through the guilt and just saying, listen, I deserve this. Like, now that I'm about to birth 3 kids, breastfeed 3 kids, I am feeling a little bit less guilty because I'm like, listen, I have given 9 months to each child, almost. I've given time. I've given my nutrients, my energy. I'm a stay-at-home mom with the kids. So like I give literally all my time to them. And I'm like, I definitely deserve an hour or 2 to get my nails done and not have a baby on my hip or Royce asking me for fruit snacks or whatever. So you really just have to know that you deserve it as well. You deserve the time. You deserve to put into yourself. You're only we only live this life once. You're only in your body once. You only get this life, this age once. You're living it today. So just do what makes you happy. Find yourself. Find those things that set your soul on fire. Find things that make you happy. As you keep doing them, you're going to start glowing. You're going to start being happy. And then you're going to start adding other things. Oh, maybe I will get my hair done. Maybe I will get my nails done. Oh, I really like the way I look, in that dress. Oh, I've been eating healthy. I can fit into this now. And once you do all of this stuff, you will start to feel very content in your life, very content within yourself. That will reflect outwards. You will start to attract people like that. You will start to attract nice friends, other people, maybe other moms that are doing those same things. And life is just going to change in the best way. You're going to push yourself into this whole new chapter that you didn't even know existed.
It's so interesting because, sometimes we feel guilty, right? And
I feel guilty a lot.
Oh, you feel guilty? I felt guilty the other day. We feel guilty about doing things. And other people are like, are you freaking crazy? Like, for example, we just had Rowan not too long ago. And, I've been taking care of Rowan and I've been on the road and traveling and working and doing this and doing that. And it's just been between being, we don't people don't realize Lexa and I, we don't go on vacations. We don't do vacation. Once in a while we'll go to Disney because we're in Florida. It's there, but we don't go we're not a vacation family. We're not that. So anyway, long story short, when I had my show in Vegas just recently, I told Ricardo and Sean, I'm going to go out and I'm going to stay out till 3 a.m, right? And I'm just going to gamble. I don't care. I'm going to gamble. And I just want to have myself a little night.
Yeah.
And I was I felt guilty about it. And then Ricardo looked at me, my manager, and he was like, Matt, he's like, you and Alexa haven't been in a restaurant in how long? You haven't been in a restaurant. You haven't had a night out. He's like, you don't spend money. He's like, you don't drink. You don't smoke. He's like, you work. You take care of your kids. You take care of your wife. He's like, you want to go gamble? Go freaking gamble. I go, you know what? I'm freaking, that's right. Right. And I had myself a night. I had myself a night. I was up. I was playing in Vegas, whatever. But you feel guilty because when you're a dad and you have kids, it's oh, I'm putting money in a slot machine. I could be using it for this.
You need to revive that other end of yourself too. It's just it's exciting. It's just so funny. It was true. Our only biggest bill is DoorDash.
Exactly. And sometimes I feel guilty about that.
I always feel guilty about that. I'm like, oh my God. But
I felt guilty the other day about ordering DoorDash. I'm like, oh my God, we ordered DoorDash 3 times this week. Then I'm like, wait, we ordered it 3 times. We don't spend money on anything.
And we physically can't leave sometimes. If we need dinner and both of our kids are sleeping in their beds, we're not going to go to a restaurant.
Well, also, you cook every single night for the most part.
Well, for the most part.
It's those days you're running out of food. It's no one wants to, you don't want to leave the house and so on and so forth. Or those days,
for example, tonight when, we film at, odd times sometimes. I can't go home at 9 o'clock and...
Well, wait a minute. I'm going to have to put the smackdown on you for that one because we just went to Whole Foods yesterday and got burgers and steak and chicken. So...
Yeah, what's your point?
So, in other words, I know what you're going to say because you already said it. You said, I want to go with a pick something up. You want takeout tonight?
I want Antonio's. Yeah. I stand by that.
Do we have a gift card?
We might.
Oh man,
I want it now. We talked about it. This is how my pregnancy.
All right, I made a pact to Alexa, okay? And this is funny because the first 2 kids, you didn't have any pregnancy cravings. Alexa was never like, bring me here, bring me there. Now with this kid, you've already had Taco Bell. Now you're craving Antonio's. I will give you the Antonio's only because for the past 2 kids you have not. And I was excited, by the way. I was like, when are the cravings coming? Like, please, at 3 a.m, wake me up and want to go. Like,
ask me at like midnight, like, do you want anything? And I used to be like, no, actually, I don't.
You had food aversions.
So healthy. The first time I had so many food aversions with Royce, and I ate so healthy. The second time was tough because I was very sick. So when I wanted something, I just got it for myself because I'm like, if this is the only thing I want, fine. This time I am sick in the mornings, but I don't know. I never know what I want to eat.
All I know is that if you want to go and treat yourself. I'm going to treat you tonight.
Thank you.
But
you don't really have a choice.
Put things at the end of your week that's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel special, especially if you're feeling as though you're being taken advantage of at work, by family members, by friends. If you feel like you're giving, right? And you're not being appreciated. You got to take care of yourself as well. Even if it is just a one night thing, like just to do something you've never done before, just for you.
Sometimes like romanticize everything that you do too. Like,
yes, tell them about your baths.
Oh, that's what I was just gonna say. Like, obviously, like we were just saying, like, we don't go on vacation, we don't go to restaurants, we don't go to like fancy hotels or anything like that.
Unless we're on tour.
Like, kids, yeah.
Actually, no, we haven't even done that because now that we have kids.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, one thing that I told Matt was like a non-negotiable when we got our new house a couple years ago. And I was like, I need a bathtub. And you were like a little bit hesitant. You're like, really? Like, are you going to use a bathtub? And I'm like, you put that bathtub in, I will use the bathtub. And I basically use it every single night. And it's my time. I will order crumble. I will order like a fancy little dessert. I'll order like a cheesecake or whatever. And I fill up that bath and I put cute bubbles and nice smelling lotions. And maybe sometimes I'll do like Epsom or like magnesium or, fun bubbles. And we have on my little TV, or I'll watch TikTok and I just eat those cookies and I lay in that bath. And I'm just like, that's one time I don't feel guilty. The kids are sleeping. You're doing something. Maybe you're relaxing.
Well, I like to have your time. I love that you do that. I love seeing you do that.
Oh, I will sit in that bath for like an hour and a half. I will just sit and it replenishes me. After that bath, my body feels like Jell-O. It feels so good. During pregnancy, I can't take one very hot, but I can still sit in there for a little bit. It's just like lukewarm. Yeah, just little things like that. It can literally be in your house. It doesn't even have to cost you money. It can just get something that you love. Get like your favorite meal. Put on your favorite show. Take a hot shower. Take a hot bath. Put a face mask on. Do bubbles in the bath. Have a glass of wine. Who cares?
You have to.
You have to.
You got to take care of you.
Make yourself happy. And don't wait for a weekend. Don't wait. Like, who cares? Do it like on a Tuesday night. I don't know.
Tuesday night. I feel like, yeah, but you know what?
I'm a mom, so no days are anything to me. Every day is, I don't even know, Monday, in my opinion.
Me too. There are no days of the week for us. No days of the week for us.
No, like, it's Saturday. It's the weekend. Let's do whatever. It's like Wednesday sometimes is our weekend. Like, okay.
And just tell yourself, like, you deserve good things. Mm-hmm. You deserve good things.
You deserve good people.
Yes.
Around you.
Amen.
You deserve nice things.
Amen.
You deserve to be happy within yourself, within your body, within your mind, body, soul, all connected. And once you're happy with that, watch what happens. It's pretty amazing.
I love this episode.
I know. This episode was fun.
This is so great. Yeah. Well, this was our episode of Undeniable Proof. Thank you guys for being here and being with us. And we'll see you not next week, but the week after.
I'm going to go get chicken parm and spaghetti.
And I am going to see if we have a gift card.